Well, first of all, I wasn't even planning to make a documentary, but I got involved. But then we realized that our commitment to memorialize what's happening, and also the fact that I'm a filmmaker and he's a writer, it was inevitable that it has to become a documentary. And I think I mentioned to you before, Werner Herzog has a cardinal rule for documentary filmmaking that you should never get involved in the subject matter. He even forbids his crew to cry when they're going and doing interviews. That went out the door the minute Hamid and I locked eyes. And I felt a personal attachment to this. And I got so involved with what was going on that the documentary became a byproduct of my sharing whatever I had in my power and whatever skill set I had to help the families cope and fight for justice. And by the time we came to the editing phase, I realized that that's part of the story I'm telling. How did I become involved? And I wanted that to become my message in the film with everybody who's going to see the film, that it is inevitable for us to become part of the fight for justice for these families. They cannot and should not be alone. And that is the reason why I felt I should put myself in the documentary. This film was, we didn't want to make this film into a whodunit investigative thing. We didn't want to second guess the establishments and the organizations. Our responsibility was to pressure and hold them accountable, or international organizations, government organizations, who have a duty to follow and answer the question, but not this film. Answer your question.
Yeah, it seems alone, but actually I was not alone. I mean, like, majority of the families are with me, and we have an association, and I'm happy that a lot of them are here today. Yes, the families were alone, and if most of these questions that people have in their minds, I think it should be offered to Transportation Safety Board, to RCMP, to the government, to International Civil Aviation Organization. And I hope that everybody who watched this film have these questions in mind. That, okay, what happened? Where were we? And where is this case? I think for myself, from the moment that we started this documentary, I knew that Babek is right to make this documentary, but I declined at the beginning. I said, no, I just want to die. And then when he started filming, a year after that, I said, yes, Babek is right, and I know he's damn right, but wait and see what happens. And when the film came out, like after editing, he was in his basement for months. And then when he came out and I saw the film, and I said, yeah, I hope that everybody who leaves this theater today tries to ask those questions. What happened to 177, 85 of them Canadian?
Yeah, I think, I mean, part of it is technical. To tell a story, you have to have one protagonist and bring the story from beginning, middle to end. And the film would have been 6 hours long if I had to do more than 6 hours long, because every one of these 176 stories, one unborn child, that's the 177th one. Every one of them needs a 2-hour film. So for me, within the confines of a film that can be shown in the conventional way, I had to sort of pick one and show that as an example of all the 176 stories. And I was so attached to the plight, the pain, the suffering that these families are going through, and the dignity that they've shown, that I could not have made them a 2-minute segment in the film, or I could not have made it a variety of, okay, let's repeat the same thing over and over. So the technical part, and also the ethical part of, if I'm gonna mention anybody else, I should do it thoroughly from beginning to end.
Yeah, the war made our journey very difficult, actually. We were in a very good position at that time in February. We have tried to reconnect with the Ukrainian prosecutor office, but unfortunately RCMP didn't open a criminal case for the second worst terrorist attack against Canadians. But anyway, we had to go with Ukraine, and we hope we connect with them. But there are also things that we can do. That this case is not closed. This is an open wound, and if you follow our association's action, you can see what we are doing in near future. What I can say about how people can help. First of all, I think, I'm sure all of you, when you're leaving here and you're on your way home, you're thinking about this film. And it would be great if you can write something about this film in social media and invite others too, because we want this film to be seen all over the world. This is the first time, I think, that somebody focused on one of the crimes that they have committed. And it's a documentary that has come to TIFF, and I think it's very important that others know, and this film will be in other places, in other countries. The other one is our association is doing a GoFundMe. I appreciate if you follow our news tomorrow. We start tomorrow, we didn't today, because in respect of 9/11, today is the 21st anniversary of 9/11 victims, so we decided to postpone it for a day. And also, we have a gathering on 4th of October, day 1000, and we go all in Ottawa, and most of the family members, they're coming from long ways to be there, and hopefully the Prime Minister and Minister of Global Affairs and opposition leaders, they would be there and address the crowd. So I would appreciate if anybody can gather with the families on October 4th this year. Thank you.